Photographers are like pieces of bread. If they get wet, they're not as good as they used to be. They're bad for you. If you have them in your house, bad things happen. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. It kind of does, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to help them. I got 10 of them, I'm going to help some of them.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on the Canon R5 Yongnuo 85mm 1.8. Dramatic mood lighting. Filming in 8K, obviously, because this is YouTube, and you need that. Will it overheat? It better not. Not on my show. Was that your question? Do you still have your Leica Micro Four Thirds lenses? Of course I do. Like a 25... Wait, which ones are you talking about? I have one. That's most of them. Look, man. Panasonic, you effed up with that G100. You pissed me off to the point where I was like, you know what? That was an insult directed to me. I was like, all we need is just a little bit better autofocus. Keep your G9 specs and we're good. They insulted me, so I was like, I'm out. I'm out of that game. And so I sold a bunch of all that shit because I respect Olympus, but their Panasonic lenses wouldn't autofocus right while vlogging. So I was like, even these aren't even good. Even if Panasonic had phase detect, it wouldn't work. So I was like, I'm out that game. And now, because I have coins from that transaction, I've been able to buy things. And it's been fun testing them. I'm looking at the Fuji over there. Oh boy, look at you. Why is Canon tracking my dark eye and it's just flashing on and off and it's stopping? Don't mess this up, autofocus. You stay on me. If I have one problem here, you're fired. Was that your question? Oh, we're done with you? We're done. What's the best vlogging lens for Sony a7S III today? Would you still go with the 1.8? Honestly, they haven't improved it. There's nothing better right now. The 14mm 1.8 is too wide and goofy. People who have bought that lens and their freakish long arms are like, it's so wide. No one cares. It's shaky, it's weird. Not at that shaky. You could be careful with it, but 20mm, it hits the sweet spot. It's too much ton. You better stop it down. In fact, I've debated getting the Zeiss Batis 18mm 2.8 because Zeiss has 3D pop. And 18 is even wider. 2.8 is reasonable for outside. Totally doable. You might even want to stop it down to 3.5. 4 is too much. They're coming out with the 16 to 35 24 zoom. According to Alpha Rumors, he gets his rumors by making his baby throw up on a towel and then he cleans something with the vomit. Silver. And if it tarnishes in a shape of... Wait, 16 of the 35 pieces tarnished in silver. Sony's going to release a 16 to 35. He's never wrong, and he's fantastic. So, they hate Zeiss. That's all I can think of. They're replacing all of Zeiss's former lenses with new ones. Something happened in a boardroom meeting there. All right, fellas, this partnership's going great. Everyone's buying your lenses, Zeiss. You make them so much better than us. That's fun times. So you want to kick us in a little bit of the profits there? No, we don't. We're just popping our way to the bank. 3D pop to the bank. You know what I mean? You get nothing, Sony. Do you hear those sirens? I called them in advance because I knew I was going to murder you. You're about to die unless you give us the formula on how to make better lenses. They're coming. You have 2 seconds. I'll never give you the formula. You wouldn't know what to do with it if you had it. Your stupid lenses, they don't even shine. You suck. Sony, we're done. We're done. Aside from aperture, tonne, distances from differences, no, I can't see the writing. A prime lens, is it the same as a 50? Okay, basically, what this man wants to know is a 50mm prime the same as a 50 zoom when it comes to distortion? And your answer is the distance from you to the camera is all that matters. Right now we have 85mm compression only because I'm this far away to get this same shot. If I switch to a 25mm, you would see more, but I would still be so beautiful and compressed. You wouldn't believe it. 8K raw. Punching in. Oh, that's the stuff. Huh? Look at that. Look at that. So it's all about distance to the lens. Like, I'm a moron. I thought it was just, 50 mil makes you better looking than 25. So I would zoom in even though I'm handheld. All that did was crop into my face. The distance didn't change. So 50 mil makes good faces. 85 gives you a bit of the elf ear look. It's not great, but it's the only lens I have for the system. 8K. Hey man, thanks for the food video. I have questions. I own an EOS R. I've got the 35mm 1.8. Not happy. Not happy with the tonne. Should I get a Mitacon? Oh god, what is your problem? Argus 33. Oh my, you're on the wrong path. Oh, this is bad. This is worse than I thought. Don't even look at the rest of that, I'll cry. Okay, what are you doing? You have pretty much the best prime for the system right now. That's a damn lie, but it's the only 35mm prime. It's a 1.8. The tonne is fugly. It's got fugly blocks. It's disgusting, but you're looking at the manual focus primes. Like, what are you gonna do at f0.95? You want to take portraits of people? Good luck. Oh, sorry, it's just your eyelash. Just stop moving, bitch. Why are you breathing? You're breathing. You're gonna kill every model you ever had. And those Laowa lenses are soft. They're not good wide open, so you got to stop it down. Then you're like 1.8 anyway, maybe 2.8. Your only option, if you're obsessive, you want the best possible 35mm, you get, and I haven't tried it, but I read an article once that suggested the original Canon 35mm L Mark 1, not the 2, has 3D pop. It's made of lead, guaranteed. So that's what I would go with. I almost wanted to, but the guy sold his lens, and I haven't seen an EOS R for cheaper than like $1,700. I'm like, yeah, F that. Do you think Micro Four Thirds will be able to keep up when 8K takes over? Will it ever? What? We're not even ready for 1080p yet. Let's be honest. Did I write any advice, or was it just insults to your eating habits? Will it? I actually wrote that down. Will it? Can they keep up with 1080p is the real question. Because I don't know, man. For wildlife, I'm not liking the Stabe, except Panasonic, but then you have no autofocus, not that I even use it. I'm not so sure that you want to be in Micro Four Thirds. It's lighter, and that's nice. But then you see a full frame, and you're like, wow. Or the Fuji APS-C, I don't know. Unless it's for handheld vlogging, for some reason the Olympus kills anything. Best Stabe, beautiful colors, enough dynamic range, just magic. Now if 8K catches on, which it obviously has already, I'm leading the industry in YouTube 8K video production. Micro Four Thirds, what do you need? Like 33 megapixels or something? It's not gonna happen. Like Panasonic just cheated to make a 25mm. They added something. It's a fake 25. There's no way. That was the best they could do. It ain't getting bigger. Smaller, it ain't happening. So yeah, they're dead, basically. When 8K 240p comes out, Penny Boy is only doing 6K, 500 frames per second. That's bullshit. Casey, I currently have Nikon Z6, 14-30, sorry to hear that, 15-1.8, 24-120, 24, and this suits my needs for most things. I'm looking to get a lens specifically to shoot wildlife. Should I purchase Nikon 100-400 for 47 million New Zealand dollars, or should I purchase Fuji X-T3 with 100-400 for 5,000 New Zealand dollars? Listen, buddy. X-T3 doesn't have IBIS, so I can't say, is that 100-400 going to be stable enough? It might. If you're in slow motion, maybe. Do you get 4K 60p on X-T3? I think you do, but no IBIS, so I can't say. If it was X-T4 for that price, I'd be like, yeah, pounce on that. Fuji, you can't beat that thing. Spoiler alert. I was thinking Canon, that 800mm, I almost pounced. I saw a Canon R5 and a 600mm. Same guy was selling it. He might have done a package deal. I was like, you know what? Let me just test it first against my Fuji. It didn't stand a chance. I should have known. Fuji kills anything that comes in her path. With leather pants. She puts leather pants on them, wraps them up, eats them. What's that flashing red sign? That my video's good and it's cool in here and there's 0 chances of overheating? That's good. That is good. So, I don't know, your Nikon 100 to 400, is it long enough? Not really. It's just not long enough. You might be able to get away with 500, I doubt it. I don't know, you'll get some shots, but like I find when I go out with the Sony 100 to 400, I'm craving more. Whereas the Fuji, I'm at like 700 in 4K 60p, 770 in slow-mo. Decent. Now that's enough. You don't need more than 800, so it might work. I doubt it. You're probably taking pictures. What a loser. Oh god. Nikon autofocus is probably going to be way better. If you're doing back button focus and manualing, that Fuji will handle it. I helped you. Hey, the great vegetables polish. Just kidding. Love your work. Please, could you help and confirm which camera setup are you using? I'm always an 8K. Every time. Usually I'm just on the Sony a7S III in here. Zeiss Batis 25mm 22. Sometimes I switch it up to the Zeiss 55mm 21.8. Or for magical occasions, the Voidy Lander 35mm 1.2. All gifts from Flat Earth Santa. Actually, those 2 lenses I bought with his prior sold gift money. Thank you, son. So that's what I mainly use in here. Anything else? Sometimes the Olympus if I'm holding the Sony. And I'm always disappointed with the Micro Four Thirds decision. Do you recommend Fuji X-T4 16mm 1.4? I made many videos with it. What the hell? Piece of shit, you overheating son of a bitch. We're in 4K, lower quality version. It's a bunch of bullshit. So, I've made many videos with the Fuji. For the most part, it'll get you, but I talk with my hands a lot. I move around. Just every video, it does something bad. Whereas like for wildlife, I fell in love with the Fuji system. It's like you take control. Once you're doing the things yourself, manually exposing, manually focusing, choosing f-log, wow. Or is the Sony a7 III with 50mm 1.2 better for... Why are you getting the 1.2? What kind of show do you have that you need a 1.2 lens in your living room? You get the Zeiss 55 1.8 and stop it down. You already have the Sony a7 III and Canon 5D Mark IV. Wow. See, they both don't have flippy screens. I would almost lean towards getting something for your Canon. Even though you can't even put a mirror hack, it doesn't even tilt up. I don't know how you could get some kind of dollar store mirror on your table, angled. You might be able to see yourself somewhat. I doubt it. Or an external monitor, if you have time and money and brains. But yes, both Sony and Canon will likely be more reliable for this type of bullshit content. Not even in 8K. Don't really need IBIS for ultra-wide angles. More harm than good. Same reason why super tellies need both IBIS and OIS. I don't remember asking for your advice on my show. Like your lies, especially. Your photographer talk. That's what that was. It's a lie. Just a little side rant before I ravaged this man. So many of you freaks out there are photographers giving me advice. Oh, you should try this system, bro. It works great when I'm taking pictures. No, I've never shot video. It should be the same though, right? No, it isn't even close. They're completely different. I hate that cameras can take pictures. They should. And don't you dare recommend a camcorder. You don't know anything if you say that. My God, like the IBIS is designed to have fast shutter speeds. Like, okay, versus stabilizing movies, moving around, following birds. Oh, no, we can't do that. So many things are so different. I just want to punch each and every one of you in the face. Was that your question? No, it wasn't. IBIS for ultra-wide angles? Oh, it doesn't matter. When I take pictures, my shutter speed, nobody gives a shit When you vlog with an ultra wide angle, IBIS helps. Yes, there's wobblies, but it's your fault for being a stumbling elephant with stiff arms. If you shake a little nicely, don't shake, that was the wrong word. If you walk smooth, the wobble's not a huge deal, and the IBIS helps so much. Shaky versus like stable in the center, but a little bit of warpy corners is much better than shaky. It was a sentence. It was the right sentence. You're wrong, and all photographers are also always wrong. Just know that. Write it down. Hello? Looking for some advice, since I'm pretty deep in the Fujifilm system. X-T4? Other small camera bodies looking for a tele lens for wildlife and landscape. Indoor product. Nobody cares about your prior life. Don't waste my time. You're looking for a telephoto lens. Obviously, there's only two options, the 70-300 or the 100-400. Thankfully for you, I just compared them side by side, and I would say you probably want the cheaper, lighter one because you don't know what you're doing. You're taking pictures of products, living a materialistic lifestyle, and you're very low on the totem pole of people who are going to ascend out of this dome in a couple years. So grow up and get the 70-300. Just watch them. I mean, it's basically as good as the 100-400. Maybe slightly less sharp, you won't notice it, but so much lighter and cheaper. I think most people will love that one. The 100-400 is like you love wildlife and you want the best from Fuji. That's what you get. Until the 150-600. I don't even want to know. Canon, what are you doing? Do you like that? You do. All right, last question here. I'm really stunned by the move to pay thousands of dollars for the sharpest glass and then put a filter on it to make it less sharp. I think there are a few more efficient ways to senselessly burn money. Idiot. Listen, you donkey-ass jick. Who in their right mind ever wanted the sharpest glass? That was your first fault. That's a straw man argument that nobody ever made. Oh, I want the sharpest look for my face. You can't even count my individual beard hairs. Am I good enough yet? You want a soft, flattering, unique look for most situations. Ask any bride. It's like, do you want to see every little caked on piece of makeup that bitch forgot to brush away? Chemicals? Do you want that? I can see that you're fake. Do you like that? Do you want me to see like the tag of the fake eyelashes that it says Maybelline right here? Do you want me to? Because I can. Nobody asked for it. These filters that I get, Glimmer Glass, little black pro mist in there, they please you. They give you a little cinema in your life. Most of this shit is so digitally sharp. You saw the 8K footage from before. Who would want that in their life? I just wanted to make it overheat like a monkey. It was fun. I had fun. Usually I put a Glimmer Glass on this, but I'm returning it. It's right there. I'm like, what am I doing? I bought it for the wildlife to see if it was good on the little Olympus 75-300. And it's like, it's harder to focus because everything's a little softer. And it's like, where's the peaking? I can't tell. And it didn't look any better. I imagine in the right backlit scenario, magic would be ours. And I still debate getting one 77mm filter for the Fuji. I don't know, man, but these filters help. Just give a pleasing look. I like them. Everything's subjective here. If you don't like it, go like your dog. So how did the Canon perform 8K versus 1080p before moving the camera? Can you notice an appreciable difference? Is the 8K sharper and therefore better? Meaning your money went to good places because softness is terrible. No one would ever want it. Or, versus right now, with the 8K punched in to match this, is it still sharper than 1080p? Has the compression changed? Yes, it has. To answer the earlier guy, camera's closer now. I got 17% uglier. That's just a fact. I'm gonna go. Canon autofocus better have performed flawlessly today. It could be my settings. I just notice it jumps. Little things turn ahead. I Sony is the best, but Canon color science can be adapted to. The mic's further away than it was. The whole time I've been speaking this way. I'm gonna go. Are you buying a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt to make up for my flaws? Affiliate links available for all this gear, maybe? Why aren't I doing that? When I recommend, like, oh, you should get this, I never provide the affiliate link. I'm a terrible business person. I'll get it one day. And you'll get the subscription button clicked. Yeah?